So welcome back to the Bootleg Corner movie review hours as I announced earlier. And this one is on Jurassic World Rebirth, released earlier this year. A reboot of this franchise coming in how many years after Jurassic World Dominion. And here I am once again to give you my thoughts on that movie and how everything went down from my perspective. Now, it was announced that this franchise will be rebooted, taking away Chris Pratt, Jeffrey Goldblum, and Bryce Dallas Howard. And personally, in my opinion, I was very delighted with that because in those movies, Chris Pratt was doing some ridiculous heavy lifting. Bryce Dallas Howard and Jeffrey Goldblum have never really impressed in any of their movies. And hearing that this one was going to be rebooted after the disaster that I think, in my opinion, was Jurassic World Rebirth, it was a very, very much welcome development to me. Now, after the release of this movie in cinemas, I said on my Twitter account that the last time I was this hyped for a movie was with Batman vs Superman and Gods of Egypt in 2016. I remember seeing the trailers of that movie playing over and over again. Those trailers had me hyped and I was really, really expecting those movies to do well. And I said that the last time I was this hyped for a movie, the movies went on to flop. So I'm hoping and thinking and believing that this one would be a lot different. Mahershala Ali, I think, is an Academy Award winner. Scarlett Johansson, you know how much work she's put in over the years, the highest grossing female actress. I think actress in general, she's the highest grossing actor in general, over 4.1 billion the movie she has starred in. I mean, her name speaks for itself. And so, going into this movie, I was expecting a lot of good things, and seeing as it performed brilliantly at the box office, making over 3 times or 4 times the budget, that's not really my concern because I'm not an investor in the movie. But if it was loved at the box office, then I mean, I had to give it a shot and see if it was really as exciting as it promised to be. Another character who also got to this movie was Ed Skrein. Now, the last time I saw Ed Skrein, he was playing the villain in Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, another very, very damaged and very, very sad and very, very nasty movie. I think he was sincerely and sorely wasted there. But he was brought back into this one. I've forgotten his name in this movie, let me not lie, but I know he was there because I saw his face and I recognized him immediately. Now, the tale of this one is all the hype around the dinosaurs is dead and no one's really caring again. So the remaining dinosaurs are locked off in some island, just doing their own thing without any supervision of all sorts. And the main story is they're going to retrieve their blood samples from living dinosaurs in order to help them create some magical treatment for heart disease and stuff like that to prolong life and whatnot. Now, after watching this movie, the first thing I want to say is I think the acting was a lot better than what we were having with the Chris Pratt and Jeffrey Goldblum and Bryce Dallas Howard movie. I think the acting was a lot better in this one, but I do not think that they had any real solid, meaningful relationship with each other. The acting was good, but the relationships between these actors felt very wooden. It felt very wooden. There was no close-knit group. There was no, even the guys who were supposed to be friends, like they were acting from different ends of the spectrum. Like the performances were there, but there was no feeling, there was no depth, there was no emotion towards it. It was just, it felt like co-workers. It didn't feel like guys who knew each other. It did not feel like guys who knew each other. It just felt there was something a bit off about this movie. Something a bit off, like there was a veneer of politeness they were too scared to intrude upon. And that was the first thing I noticed about this movie. Were they acting right? Was the believability there? Yes. But they were scared to punch through the tickets to get to the next point. They were just, everything was safe. Everything was too safe. Now the next thing is they went to an island that was supposed to be filled up with the experimented upon dinosaurs and the fakes and all the other monsters and hybrids and all that. You go to an island of monsters, of the freaks, now the place where there's unpredictability and stuff. And the only dinosaurs we see in detail are just the 4 main dinosaurs. Every other thing was just I don't think we saw more than 4 dinosaurs in the entirety of that movie. We saw the Tyrannosaurus, the pterodactyl type, and the final large monster. I don't think there were more than 4 dinosaurs that were okay. Then we saw that one that has the dinosaur that has a shell. I think that was at the ending. But there was no real in-depth detail or any even if it's some pure record of any other random monsters that were supposedly in this jungle, in this tight island. You are telling me that they've experimented on hundreds and thousands, or not even thousands, let's give it hundreds of dinosaurs, and then experiment and mixed and do mixed breeding and mutations and all that. And we are only seeing 4 of these guys. Where are the monsters in this? Like, where are the monsters in this jungle? Where are the monsters in this jungle? And when you compare this to the King Kong movie of 2004, 2006 that Jack Black was in, when you compare this to that, you can weigh the experiences and see that it's not the same. It is absolutely not the same. You are telling me an island of dinosaurs who experimented upon mutations and all that, and we are only seeing 4 guys, and the 4 guys are not even looking that scary. Where are the actual monsters here? Where are the actual monsters? Because I wasn't seeing anything. I don't know if you saw, but I did not see anything. I did not see the way the story was told. Like, if you step in, there is someone that something is spiders, or like different types of scary things. I did not see anything that was worth even abandoning them on. They could have left them on the street and nobody would have noticed. Because after all, they said like human interest in dinosaurs is waning and all that. And you are telling me there's an island where dinosaurs are supposed to be freaks and mutations, and we go there and it's just, come on. I mean, come on, let's be serious here. And like I said earlier, there was better acting performances all around, but there was no glue to it. There was no guile, there was no punch to it. Look at the mercenaries. Mahershala Ali is supposed to be a mercenary, supposed to be doing all the fancy stuff, the fighting, making some interesting moves. But I don't think he did any stunt, any real action in this movie, bar driving the boat when the Mosasaurus rammed against it into the rocks. He didn't do the cord jumping when they went to steal the eggs. He was just up there releasing the rope. He didn't really do anything mercenary-like in this movie. He felt they were just telling us stories rather than showing us what these guys could really do. And that's my problem with movies again. Sometimes they spend too much time telling instead of showing. You cannot tell me these guys are the mercenaries, the guys who go in and go out. And when it comes to the thick of it, they look somehow clueless. They don't even really show how they got the level of reputation that they had. You are telling me Mahershala Ali and his guys are the mercenaries that go in and go out. And when it came to the neck of it and to the thick of it, they seemed looked like it was very unprepared. They did not even do any stunts. They did not kill any animal. They did not I mean, come on. These are the things I want to see when you are telling me about bad guys. Okay, you've told me their backstory, they were here, they were there. Now it is time for them to prove it and deliver in the thick of the action. In an island where they're supposed to be freaks and mutations and monsters. This is where the mercenaries should now show how they got their reputation. And it's just so the guys that were even trying to do anything was just the side characters. They were now just killing them off for shock value. I mean, come on. Like, from the beginning of the movie, you could tell who was going to die and when. There was no fear factor. She felt very safe. There's supposed to be an element of horror. Okay, I get it. These guys, dinosaurs have been around for a while. They are not really fascinated. But in that moment, when there's a monster, an actual living monster, who is the size of several story buildings, chasing you or coming at, there's supposed to be some. The camera is supposed to be shaking a little at least to punch that tension effect through. In this scene where Ed's crying was captured by this, where is the grit? Where is the punch in it? There was no emotion. This felt like a cardboard movie. It felt like the actors were nailing it, like they acted at home and they sent their performances to the studio to just edit in post-production. You did not feel like the movie, everyone was just doing the bare minimum. Everyone was just acting from the protected corner of their little world. Everyone was acting from a safe place. Nobody was putting anything extra into the movie. In this scene here, when they went to retrieve the eggs and this guy was hanging off by a cord, then the pterodactyl monster dinosaur came in. I want to know what he was thinking. He knew he was hanging from a cord. He did not have any easy way to get out of that place. And he drew a hammer at the pterodactyl, an animal that could fly. I mean, Like, come on. You don't have any easy escape route. Your escape route depends on two other guys pulling you up as fast as they can against an animal that flies on top of a cliff. I mean, guys, these are the things you don't want to see when watching. You don't want to see, even if you are going to be stupid, at least let there be a logic behind it. Let us know that, okay, he did this, but he wasn't expecting this other thing to happen. Don't do things and just do it then surprise. You are hanging by a cliff on a rope. They expect me to pull you off. It's not like you're in a tight corner. You're out in the open against a flying monster the size of an F-15, like you all said. And you throw a hammer at it with no escape route that you can easily get to. And they're now dragging. I mean, come on now. Come on. Like, let's be serious here. The movie, from an acting standpoint, not bad. But from a detail standpoint and a collective, when you really look into what happened in the movie, you come away disappointed. Now, with no fear factor, no real joke, this movie felt very, very PG-13, or even below that, because when you cannot really punch the ticket on horror at a certain level with dinosaurs and monsters, I mean, this movie started looking very stale, started looking very thin. Now, getting to the ending, the ultimate dinosaur that was supposed to be the monster, the biggest guy, the monster of monsters. Imagine my surprise, my shock, my irritation, not irritability, what's the word used? But imagine my face when I saw the dinosaur and it just looked like they took the head of a xenomorph and stuck it on it. They're telling us about the big bad guy, the dino of dinos, the guy they've experimented upon. And I saw him, and the first thing that comes to my head is a xenomorph. Like, I don't really know what the creative direction was behind this movie, but I came away very unsatisfied. I came away just from the way he performed at the box office. I thought this was going to be iron to iron, a blockbuster at least. But that's my problem. That's my biggest problem with this movie. There were too many points at which could have gone that extra. And when the chance came, they just, okay, let's just make it, let's just put it like this. Let us not do too much. The biggest dino, one of that's supposed to be the biggest guy, everyone who has been waiting for, who is supposed to be the creepy fellow on the island, coming in at night, big as everyone, and he's just a xenomorph. So, like I said, this movie didn't really do anything for me. It was one of those movies. Not really special. It's not bad. Not bad in a way that leaves you with this taste in your mouth, but it had a lot of places it could have gone, and it went like this. This was a chance for them to make something like a Skull Island, where they are random, like a chance to make Skull Island basically with dinosaurs, and they fumbled it. It was flat. This was basically like a McDonald's, a fast food. This was a fast food dinosaur movie. This was a fast food dinosaur movie. There was nothing extra put into it. You just bring all the best ingredients you can, mix them up in a bowl, serve them, easy money. That was totally my experience. There was no moment my heart even beat a different step. It was smooth sailing all through. A chance to make a version of Skull Island with dinosaurs and other monsters that you told us we experimented upon, and you come outside, give us 4 dinosaurs in detail, give us the others in very dark lighting, and you think you've delivered on your script. Then when the movie ended, surprise, I saw Gareth Edwards' name as the first name there in the credits as the director, and that was when everything I was watching began making sense to me. That was when everything I had been watching began making sense to me. The last movie I saw from Gareth Edwards was The Creator, starring John D. Washington. And again, like my criticism with that movie, it was beautiful. He had everything he was supposed to have, but he still did not punch the ticket. I don't know if it is a thing with him, because I think this is the second movie I've seen that I've looked at his name at the credits. Maybe I've seen his other movies and I did not realize it, but this is the second time I'm seeing movies where his name is in the credits, and I'm coming away with the same feeling. Like, his movies get directed behind, it's like they get directed behind the glass. It's not really close up, it's not really in depth, it's not really They don't want to show you the gritty side of things. There's too much of an attempt to make everything look serene, to make everything look beautiful, to make everything look calm. There is no attempt to put some ginger into these things. Like the movie, there's something in the movie that they are marketing except apart from the movie. It's like there's something that they are marketing apart from the movie, because if it's the movie that they actually wanted to watch, I don't think they will make everything as easy and as smooth as it is. So watching the creator, knowing that guys, it was a beautiful movie by the way, but I still felt there was something lacking. And now watching this one, really the movie ended, and I just looked at the credits. The first thing I saw was directed by United Edwards. I just in my head I just knew that okay, that's why this movie looks like this. But like I said earlier, it made a fortune at the box office, tripling or quadrupling its initial capital, and I think that was good for investors. But I don't know how much Jurassic World Dominion really made. But I don't think they really made that much, because if they are rebooting the franchise, most likely I don't think it was very successful at the box office. I might be wrong now, but I don't think that was very successful. This one making the money made when it was released as at the same time as Mission Impossible. And Mission Impossible is still not out on digital. I mean, I should tell us that even as this one is not a flop, they're releasing it early, because I think we could have still have made more at the cinemas. But after all, Mission Impossible was released around the same time and it's still there. So now Jurassic World Rebirth, I think in my opinion this was a 5 as movies go. It was not bad, like bad when you see movies that are bad, you really know that they are bad. It was not bad, it was not exceptional. It just came into slot in the middle. It's an okay movie as far as all things considered. Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, excrying everyone else, putting good performances, the family, boyfriend, everyone, the performance were okay. But I've seen these guys in other movies, I know what they can do. So most times, like I've come to that realization to stop blaming the actors, except the actors that have been in the same type of movies that you just know that the actor is the one basically picking their roles and their scripts. But when you see actors in different movies and they look amazing, they look great, they look phenomenal, they punch the ticket, and all of them gather in one movie and start looking as if they're acting from behind the show glass. You start acting, where is the producer and where is the director? And I've seen other movies from Gareth Edwards, so I know this is basically his handle. So on the part of the actors, they mailed in their performances, and on the part of the director, I don't think he was really helping them in this movie at all. This was as basic and as bland as a dinosaur movie could be. It's a 5 for me at best. I don't think it goes beyond that. Everything was just perfect. When I say perfect, I don't mean that in a good way. I mean it was just set it up and just left it like that. It was just flat. There was nothing, there was no extra punch and extra gumption behind any of the actions or any of the things that I saw in this movie. I'm still always the bootleg on the bootleg corner. Don't forget to like, subscribe, to share, to follow, and all that stuff. Keep it locked in, and I'll be back.